While Redfall isn't the biggest game Microsoft has in the works, it is an important one, a AAA title from Arkane, beloved developer of Dishonored, Prey and Deathloop, fan favorites or even the occasional GOTY contender. Redfall was their chance to jump into several new genres: co-op, looter, open world and vampires. How did that go? Badly. Very badly. Review scores are coming in for Redfall and they aren't just middling, they're poor. For a game of this size from a studio that normally produces solid hits, it's wild to see Redfall arriving with a 63 on Metacritic and a 64 on OpenCritic, with only 26% of critics recommending it. This is far lower than anything Arkane has done in recent years. Prey, 82, Dishonored 1+2, 91, 88. Deathloop, 89. While there were at least some concerns about this dramatic new direction for Arkane with Redfall, this is close to a worst-case scenario. Here's what some of the critics are saying. GameSpot, 4/10. Arkane takes a stab at infusing the genre du jour with its signature style, but the end results are a bloody mess. GamesRadar, 5/10. Redfall is ultimately not up to Arkane's usual standards. It feels rushed, unfinished, and unsatisfying to play. IGN, unscored review in progress. I must admit I'm thoroughly underwhelmed by Redfall's vanilla missions and lifeless world, and very disappointed at its lengthy list of display issues and bugs. There are a few 7s, 8s and an 8.5 or 2 scattered in there, but this is pulling more 4s, 5s and 6s, even from major outlets, than any game would be remotely comfortable with. It's hard to overstate what this is about to do to Xbox discourse, where there have long been rumblings that Microsoft has mismanaged its first-party studios, with an entire Xbox One generation devoid of massive exclusive hits, the delayed middling launch of Halo Infinite and now the beginning of high-profile acquired studio projects. And if those aren't good either, a broken bar, these poor Redfall scores are about to create a discourse for months about Xbox and its first-party ambitions. At least until its next big test, Starfield, which was delayed a year from its confidentially projected 2022 release date, and now has even more pressure on it as something that has to turn the narrative around after Redfall here. I genuinely wonder if Starfield will be hit with yet another delay, this time into 2024, to try to make sure it doesn't have a botched launch in the wake of this, because Xbox just cannot afford that. I recall some insider rumors that Redfall was coming in hot, which is clearly true, and that Starfield was coming in even hotter. As for Redfall, this is a rare black mark for Arkane, which will have to do some soul-searching after this one, and I have to know what reaction, if any, Microsoft is going to have to this, whether it's with Arkane specifically or its larger first-party plans. It's true that Square Enix's Forspoken earlier this year reviewed similarly poorly and was PlayStation console exclusive, that was still ultimately on Square Enix. Here, Redfall's failure has to be owned by Microsoft,